Welcome back. This is video number 3, and as promised, I am going to give you some real live examples of different scenarios so that whether you're trying to build a list or whether you're trying to sell a product or whether you're trying to just brand yourself, different scenarios call for different setups and different types of campaigns. So we talked about the blog post earlier, and that's fairly simple. But let's say, for example, that you want to build a list. How do you set things up? All right. What if they don't opt into the list? How are you going to retarget them to get them to sign up for the list? So what you really have to do is you have to get an idea of what you want to achieve. What action do you want? Do you want an email? Do you want a sale? Do you just want to brand yourself and expose people to your awesome content? And there are other different scenarios as well. How do you get somebody to fill out a form? So how about we cover those right now? So let's do opt-in list. So let me jot this down so we don't forget. So we're going to cover next. So we covered blog post. We're going to cover email opt-in, a sale, and perhaps a branding. Yeah, we actually, blog post is actually branding. So branding. Now you could go further and show them ads of other related content as well. You could do that. But the goal here is to try to keep things simple. All right. We don't want to get too complex because, believe it or not, Facebook ads can get very, very complex. Funnels can grow and be extensive as possible, but let's keep the things simple. So we got a sale. Well, let's do perhaps a form. So you have to think, what is the intention or the goal? So the goal with an email opt-in is to get an email address. The goal of a sale is to obviously get someone to spend money. So getting somebody to pay. So get someone to buy. And then with the form, you want somebody to fill out the form. Now you also have to think, okay, what happens when somebody completes the email? What then happens? How do you convert? And how do you track that conversion so you don't show a Facebook ad to somebody who has bought, right? So it's kind of an if, then, else. If this happens, then this happens. If this doesn't happen, then this happens, right? So let me explain. Let's do an email opt-in. All right, somebody comes to a landing page. So we'll call this the email capture page. And then, of course, there's going to be a Facebook pixel on this email captured page. Now, I'm going to remove these because it's going to get a little bit longer. And I'm going to delete this. I'm going to actually copy this back, but we're going to move this over here. So if they fill out the email, what is after that? All right. What is after that? So after that, depending on how things are set up, if you got it set up with double opt-in confirmation, which means they have to check their email address and click the link and all that, and it goes to that page, or they fill in the email and it immediately directs them to the next page. Whatever the page is, we'll say page 2. This could be where the freebie is located. And you're going to need to have another Facebook pixel on that page, right? So if you think about it, the Facebook pixel needs to be on this page. Now, the only reason why we would want to show a Facebook ad is if they came to the email capture page, but they did not give us their email, right? In other words, if they did not fulfill the action, then you need to show a Facebook ad. If they did fulfill the action, you don't need to show the Facebook ad, unless, of course, you're selling a product. But like I said, let's keep it simple. So from this point, they either give us the email and then they land on this page. And this Facebook pixel will need to, we'll call it a conversion, and it will need to let us know if it actually converted. Now, if they did not, so we'll put over here, did not give email. So this is if they gave us the email. If they did not give us the email, and that's why I put an arrow here. So these are scenario 1. So we could actually name this. Let's name this scenario 1. In scenario 2. And obviously scenario 2 doesn't have a page or anything. It's just merely they exited this specific page. If that's the case, we want to retarget them, right? So we are going to say, if they did not give us the email, then we're going to put them into a custom audience. So in certain respects, what this is going to do is if somebody visited this page, but they did not visit this page, then we put them in a custom audience. If they visited this page and this page, then we do not retarget them. Now, it's going to be a little bit more easier to understand when I visually show it to you. But I just want to give you a bird's eye view here. So at this point, they did not give us the email, so therefore we add them to custom audience, and then we show them a Facebook ad. Now, we could add those who signed up into another custom audience as well. So let's say we want to build a list, and then we want to retarget them with a lot of great content or a product, for example, that we sell within the email. So different scenarios will require different setups. So that's one setup. That's an email setup. So not only are you setting things up for if they fill out the email, but if they do not fill out the email. So the next thing we have is a sale. So you'll notice that it's actually very similar. If a visitor comes to a page, and this page can be the sales page, and of course we pixel them, and then they either buy or, so scenario, they buy, and that is a Facebook pixel conversion, or they do not buy, and then we add them to a custom audience and we show them a Facebook ad for the goal of trying to get them to buy. Maybe they're not ready to buy, right? So you could show a Facebook ad of free content that is related to the sales page, because most likely if they visited the sales page, they're interested, they're just not sure, right? You could show them a Facebook ad to a coupon. So there are many different ways of doing this. So now you can kind of get an idea. It's very, very similar from the email to the sale. Any type of conversion is very, very similar. So now we have a form. So let's see here. We got sales page here. And let's do a form. So they come to the form, and our goal is to get them to fill out the form. So we got a Facebook pixel here as well. Of course, scenario 1, they fill out form, and then we have a Facebook pixel, and we're able to track that they did fill out the form. And scenario 2, they did not fill out form, so we want to retarget them with either really good content or something that speaks directly to them to try to get them to come back and fill out the form. And that can be the Facebook ad. So as you can see, anytime you have a action, it actually becomes very, very similar in the setup. So now that you have a better idea of the different real life scenarios and examples, let's move on to the next video and talk about the Facebook Pixel, what it is, why it's important, and where to get it.